a truly great car appeals to all age ranges, whether you're in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, it doesn't matter. For the lower age ranges, it's all about sound and performance and Instagrammable and all that sort of thing. And as you get older, like myself, it's about poise, it's about balance, it's about the sound and the feel of the engine, it's about the power, the overall drivability. I've got a background with BMW and I've had a lot of BMWs. And one of my favourites, the car that really stood out for me, was a BMW 330i E34 back in the late 90s, early 2000s. E34 330i M Sport saloon manual. It was big enough to be practical, it was small enough to be really agile, and it had enough power to always keep a smile on your face. Now this is one of those cars. It has a lot more power than the 330 ever had, and it's got 2 doors rather than 4, but essentially it's got the same character and the same feel about it. It's a 2020 BMW M2 Competition. It's got the comfort and the plus pack. I'd like to show you around. So this particular car is in Hockenheim Silver, which is one of the best, or one of my favourite colours for the BMW range. I'll zoom in and show you the colour in a second, but I'm just going to walk around. This car arrived with us yesterday. It's a 2-owner car. It has a full BMW main dealer service history. It's just come out of BMW last week. Has a clean bill of health. The condition all the way around is lovely. And it's a very pretty car. It's wide and squat at the back end. It's low and mean looking at the front end. I love the gloss black offset against this really nice pearly silver blue grey that you can see here. You can see it better in here than you can outside because it's not really very sunny outside. So you got the nice, very pearly metallic grey with darkness in the headlamps, gloss black grille, these very mean looking lower grills also in black. You've got the black diamond turned wheels with the silver faces, blue calipers tucked in behind, which I think sets nicely against the hint of blue in the paintwork. And then some really nice gloss black detailing all the way around the car. Privacy glass, or what BMW calls sun protection glass, because it does help to keep the car cool as well as give you an element of privacy within the car. I think you can see from here, just looking down the side of the car, just want to tap that to focus a little bit better. The condition is really very nice. Really very, very nice. Just going to scroll down so you can see. And I run along the side of the door. All the gaps are exactly as you'd hope them to be. Everything just looks right, and that colour is fabulous. So, established, it's a pretty car. It has a big 6-cylinder engine up front. It has the drive coming from the rear. It doesn't have the manual gearbox, but to be fair, since I was driving my 330i M Sport, there's a lot more traffic on the road, so there's a much bigger argument for having a clutchless gearbox, or not a clutch that you have to get involved with. So you have a DCT, which is a double clutch gearbox, so it works very much like an automatic, but you can vary the intervals between the gear change like you can on other M cars. If I just scan around the interior, you can see Alcantara and leather on the same panel, mixed with some satin carbon and contrast red stitching. Harman Kardon sound system. M2 Competition on the sill plates, and electric seats with driver memory. So you've got This part of the seat moves backwards and forwards, up and down. This one does the back of the seat, and then you have your tilt and lumbar support that actually blows up the bolsters as well, and lumbar support down here as well. So a very nice, comfortable seat. There's lots of lateral support here, very solid, no visible signs of wear at all. The little illuminated M2 signs, and more of this lovely contrast stitching. And you can see the really nice cloth inside as well, which is perforated as part of the pattern, and you can just see a sort of a hint of red in there as well. Automatic headlamps. As I say, it has the comfort pack. The M multifunction steering wheel, which feels really nice. A nice place to put your hand. More of this lovely carbon across the dash and the center console. And then here's the DCT gearbox. Now this car has a ghost system fitted, which means I undergo a series of button pressing. Which I'll just try again. A second. I'll just turn it back on. And then wait for a second. There's a click, and then foot on the brake, press the start button, and she leaps into action. So a nice clear binnacle. You can see mileage is showing 16,486. If I press the mode switch down here, you can see we can now go Sport Plus, Comfort, and Sport. So you have different characters of driving, and that changes the input on the right foot on the accelerator pedal. It changes the rate of gear change. It just makes the car more lively or more comfortable depending on what your needs or wants are at the time. You can also, when you're in M and you've got these M buttons here, M1 and M2, and you've got the gear change paddles, change up on the right with the plus, change down on the left. You can also change the interval between gears to make the gear change faster or slower depending on how you're driving. Heated seats, 3 different heat settings, a very nice warm climate control which works really nicely. Now if I pop it into reverse, which is across and then up, it's going to beep at me for a minute because I've got a cover plate on the back, but what you can see there is a nice clear rear view camera. We've got cup holders here, USB port. You've got more USB in there. You've got a phone holder there as well. Automatic dimming mirror. And you can see there we do have 2 still very comfortable rear seats. Automatic high beam assist. Automatic headlamps and wipers all in there. So it's a really nicely spec'd car. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you here, just while I think about it. Go to the navigation system. So you can see here, I'm using the iDrive, so which is you've got a menus button here. So I'm going to go straight into menu. And I'm going to flick across until I find the car details, my vehicle. iDrive settings, mDrive 1, mDrive 2. So you can see different settings that you can have, and they are configurable depending on how you drive. And then you've got driver profiles, the vehicle status, and what have you there. So if I click onto vehicle status, I'm going to go, I just checked all the tire pressures. So if I go down to oil level, I can check the oil level, I can check control. The only messages are the tires because we've reset the tire pressures. Service requirements. If I click onto that now, you can see that the engine oil is 11 2025 or 18,000 miles. Brake fluid 11 2026. Vehicle check 11/2027 or 37,000 miles. Front brake pads 27,000 miles. Rear brake pads 36,000 miles. If I then go back and scroll down even further to where are we? Service requirements. Service history is at the top here. There we go. Here we have service history. All linked up. I've taken photos of these. I'll put these on the internet, but you can see it's got a nice service history all the way through, and it's just come out of BMW a matter of a couple hundred miles ago. So I'll turn that off. I'm going to pop the bonnet. Because of course, part of an M BMW is what's under the bonnet, and this is not quite open. Bit of user error there. So not too shy of 400 horsepower, certainly in the 300s. We've got a nice carbon fibre brace. You can see you've got a positive terminal here and a negative terminal somewhere here as well. Just there, and that's because the battery is in the boot. Again, trying to keep the whole weight distribution to 50-50. With a very nice tidy engine bay and an engine which is as smooth and powerful as any you could ever wish for. What a lovely engine to be driving in this car. There we go. Shut down that side. So I hope you like the car. I hope you like the video and find the video useful. If you'd like to know more about the car, please visit our website, www.bramshawebv.com. Pop us an email or drop us a text or WhatsApp or pick up the phone and speak to us. We'd love to talk to you about it. Thanks for watching.